Howdy, everyone. How's everyone doing? Let's see. It's not showing anybody in here yet. That's okay. Uh, how you doing, Rob? Oh man, I'm sitting here trying to get my head in the game. Let's see. Just wrapped up the last Christmas festivities, Paris night. That's awesome. I Not to be a Debbie Downer. I wish I could do the same or be doing the same. It's weird. Christmas without your parents is weird, you know, and we know it's going to be, but you don't until it happens. How you doing, Pete? Uh, so y'all seen my video I did? I don't know, yesterday, day before, something like that. Then I released one a little earlier today. Things are things are ready to start building the loft now, like or kinda. I've still got a little prep work to do, but not much. Rob, totally understand. A void that will never be filled. Yeah, it's weird. I yeah. Ooh, 6 inches. Well, good luck on that. I I hope you can stay ahead of it, which at this point in the year, I'm sure it'll be hard. Ooh, that was a big pour, wasn't it? That's pretty uh light colored for this. This is a barrel proof rare breed. It's a wild turkey product. 112.8 proof. Five more to come. Oof. Yeah, that's not good. Dad hit the icon mother load and got us all some tools. That's pretty cool. Uh I I've bought too many tools here the past month or two. And 2 days ago I went and got the beams for my well, the beams for my loft. And these are inch and 3/4 by 14 inches by 20 foot. Guess how much five beams cost me? They're laminated or LVL. Just got this from Amazon the other day. Fixing to do some AC work. Got my wife's mini split out there. It's all hooked up. I do need to redo some stuff, but for the most part, I could fire it up once I get it. Um, pull a vacuum on it, and then check for leaks. Once I do that, I can turn the pressure loose to it. It's got, these they come pre-charged, but the line sets and pretty much the evaporator or condenser. I don't know. The inside unit is, it's got plugs in it, but it's kind of open to the air, I think. and everything, but the outside unit has the Freon and everything stored in it already. So you pull a vacuum on the lines, unless you buy the type that has the lines already ready, I guess vacuumed. I think there'll be some type of valve on them. You'll get the lines, and they'll have a valve on them. They're already evacuated, and then the inside unit, head unit, will be evacuated and have some type of valve, and you just hook it up. Maybe some type of Schrader valve or something. You hook it up, and then once you hook it to the outside unit, the compressor unit, you're able to open up the valves and release the Freon. Well, those are more expensive. This one, I've got to evac it. I didn't realize I needed to, or I would have bought this sooner and I'd have had it done already. Let's see. I did go to Harbor Freight, got me some more flashlights. That's one thing, I don't know. Got so many flashlights, but we all want more. I really want some more of the little uh, square ones. I've got a blue one out in the garage and a yellow one I keep in here. There it is. These right here. They're damn good. Now the stick lights, the bronze stick lights is what I was using a lot before I bought this. Well, once I bought this, I use this all the time. I love it. It's a dang good light, and it holds a charge for quite some time. It just went down to one bar or one indicator light of power. Rob, no, it wasn't that much. Um, I'd give you a hint related to how much you put up there, but I won't do it. Wait till a few other people guess. That's a decent whiskey. It's got a good flavor, and I don't know if it's because it's been sitting in my house for since 2017 or 2018 or not, but I lose a lot of lights because when they die, I don't see them and forget. Do you leave them on vehicles? Is that what you're saying? If so, that would suck. Um, that would suck bad. Uh, oof. Yeah, I think I'd be buying cheap ones then. I won't spend a lot of money on them. So did anyone watch the little video I put out tonight? The little bitty 1 minute long video. Yeah, I put it out probably 30 minutes to an hour ago, maybe a little more. If you did, here's the gist of it. I've got the area where I'm going to build the next loft, the last loft, I think. Pretty sure. No, it should be the last. I see no reason to build another loft in that garage. I've got it cleared out, and it's time to start building. But before I build, so everything I found said under the LVL beam. Well, first of all, I'm going to take those LVLs and I'm going to put 3 of them together for the center and 2 of them together for the outside board. Uh, it calls for bolts. Once you do 3 of them, it wants you to bolt them together. But the just 2, I think you can use nails. a nail gun in a certain pattern. So I need to glue those. I need to put all those together. It doesn't call for you to glue them, but it doesn't hurt either. So I'm going to glue them together and bolt them or nail them because I'm not going to waste the money. The bolts alone and washers and nuts is like $200. So that's just for that beam and the others. And I still got to go buy some lag bolts for other stuff, but got to put those together. I've got to put my posts together. So it calls for 6x6 beam, 6x6 post under those. But I've got 4x6s that I've already purchased. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put two 4x6s together in a, so it'll be essentially it'll be 8x6, which will actually be like 7 by 5.5, 5, something like that. So I've got enough for 3 of those, and then I've got one 6x6 I bought. It was clearance beam or a clearance piece of wood, and it's straight up to about 10 foot. I think it's a 16 footer, and then it makes a dog leg. So I bought it on clearance at Home Depot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 of the posts that I laminate out here on one end, and then on those for the beams, and then I will use a 6x6 on the inside, and I'm going to attach it to my post, and then on the outside beam, I don't know if this is clear. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do. I might use the 6x6 there and the heavier one on the inside. I don't know. We'll see. I just got to get them together tomorrow, and that's what I'm going to be working on tomorrow is getting all that done. Once that's done, it's going to be balls to the wall to try to get it up. And I figured how I'm going to do a few things so far. So the back wall, the ledger board that's already up there, I am going to pull those bolts out one by one and countersink them and put them back in because they're sticking out. Then I'm going to slap another 2x10 up there with it and glue it together, and then take a smaller. They're not lag bolts. They replace lag bolts. They're smaller, and I'm going to get it tied up there. Once I do that, I will mark. Well, I'm going to mark off all my 16 inches. 16-inch points all the way across. So that's the end wall. Once I get that done, I'm going to bring a 16-foot 2x10 out, and I'm going to get a couple of 4x6s to hold it in place, but not in the correct places, just to start with. Then I think on the other, so let's say back wall, which is actually my side wall. Say back wall, the side that's on the stairs will get the full length 16 footer. On the other side, which is the actual front of my shop, I think the beam is going to go all the way down and attach to the post that holds the shop up. And then I'll have another post under the beam, and I'll do it with the next one. That means it'll be an 8-foot 2x10 to connect between the two. So those two will wait. So I'll do this 16 footer, then I'll do probably my outside beam and then the inside beam. Once I get those up, which is going to be the hardest part, that will be the most difficult. It's going to be a tough deal, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it by myself, even with my little forklift. I don't think I'll be able to do it by myself because you'll things are going to be all over the place. So I'll probably be calling my son in to help me on that. But once I get that done, it's going to be joists, and it's going to be 32 of them, 32 joists. Let's see. They're going to be somewhere just shy of 8 foot each. So it'll probably be 7 foot, 8 inches, something like that. I don't know exactly, but I do know I'm going to get the best measurement I can, cut them all exactly that length instead of going and measuring each one. Because if I cut them all that length, that'll bring bows in and everything, maybe go in the middle. And to be able to do it by myself in case I don't have to help, or maybe I'm bad about starting late in the evening and working till 1 in the morning. But I'll just put my hangers on, maybe do them 8 at a time, put my hangers on them, and then put me a piece of wood over the top, edge, so I can just set them in place, go through and set about 8 of them in place, and then attach them, go through and do 8 more, attach them, so on and so forth, and get them done. And I'm going to do some research and see if I can nail through those hangers, and if they're just as strong. It's hard to nail through the hole, but I think if you use the right gauge nails, you're supposed to be able to nail through them, and it'd be good. Did I explain it well? Clear as mud? I'm trying to figure out what the best way to record this is, and if it's something I should record. Um, I know I struggled to find a good loft build that did what I'm doing, and that's a clear span, a long clear span. A lot of them, they were roughly 8 to 10 foot spans, and you find information on the internet pretty easy for 8 to 10 foot span. But for a 20 foot span, or even even stuff over about 16 foot, 15 foot, 14, somewhere around there, it's hard to find. 12 foot, yeah, that's not too bad, but it's hard to find a long span. And it took a pretty good bit of research, talking with AI, then going in turn and talking with, I ended up going to Menards, talking to them about it. They told me if I went on the website and went to the place where you order the LVLs, that I could then turn around and chat with someone. And they went and researched everything for me. They looked it up, and what the uh, point load, area load, or live load and dead load is. I think that's the name. And what I needed for it and everything for my area. And they told me to use the 11 or 11 3/4 inch and I'm using 14 inches. So it should be right. It should be steady. Now, when I do get it up and I get up there and I'm gonna bounce up and down with it. If it moves, I may put me a pole in the very middle because because I don't want it to move, period. I want it to be steady. And my other one is pretty steady, other than the fact that before I put the stairs in, I could take this outside corner pole and I could shake the whole shop. But I think that's just because the shop isn't it isn't rigid enough. All of my is it purlins that's on the top on the roof? I don't what's the ones on the side that act like purlins but on the side? Whatever. They're all 2x4s. And they probably should have been 2x6s. And around the top, the um the main I don't know what it is, boards going across the top, they're nailed in. And if they would have been lag bolted, it would have tightened things up a ton. But with because I've noticed when I've lag bolted my stuff, it actually untwists poles and stuff. I mean, it tightens it up big time. So once I get this next one in, it should tighten everything up a whole lot more. And at some point, I'm gonna go through and put lag bolts all the way around the outside, and I'm sure that's gonna help a ton. Uh, can't wait to see what it looks like when finished. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be the way I've got it envisioned. I'm going to have a ton of room in my shop. Like it'll be nice. I should have a ton of room now, but I'm just horrible at storage, right? But I've got it set up to where all my metalworking stuff has its place. It'll be tucked up, and I'll be able to park two vehicles under that loft. They'll stick out a little bit, but still, I'll be able to park two vehicles easily under that loft. That way, I'll be able to keep my tractor in there. I'll keep it parked under the loft, and I may or may not put the Mustang under the loft. That way, those two are sort of out of the way. But before I do that, I'm gonna put the Mustang on those rollers where you sit the I forget what they're called. Got four rollers on it under put it under each tire. I'm gonna buy those and put that in there. That way I can move it out of the way when I need work. And I'll be able to park my truck in there. And when it comes time for nesting season, I don't want have to worry about pigeons building a nest in there, or I don't have to worry about a freaking raccoon or a possum building its home in there in my truck. So I can keep it, it's a nice truck. And yeah, right now, I mean, every year I don't drive it a ton, and the pigeons just build a nice little nest in there. Better have some friends with you. Yeah, I don't have a Rob, I don't have a whole lot of people around me that I am comfortable calling on. It's not that it's not anything with them. It's just I don't feel right calling and saying, "Hey, can you come here and help me out?" Now my son, I've got him, and that it should be plenty. We'll see. If not, I will call the young man up the street and ask him to come down and have it pay him. I'm actually paying my son. You know, the black Snap-on toolbox I have with the sliding top? Well, I've sold it to him and he's working it off by helping me. So, you know, pretty decent. Better have some friends with you. Always hand nail the hangers. I yeah, I do too. Well, no, I don't always hand nail them. Hand nailed the last set that I did into the ledgers or whatever they're called. Um, but I screwed them onto the joist itself. Or did I? I don't know. I know my arm was wore out by the time I got that done. Um, and this time it's going to be 32, 64 of them. I'll be doing 64 of my. I got to go count what I got, make sure I've got enough. I might not have enough. So that's going to be tough. I don't, my shoulder is all messed up. This is the one that's messed up the worst. And I'll be in pain for days. So I might go buy the strong hand, strong, whatever it's called, the screws. I don't know. Or I'm gonna figure out if I can nail it with my air gun. Uh, think it wouldn't hurt. Like there's always someone looking for YouTube. Yeah, you know. Plus, it's my biggest problem. eh, This is, you know, in reference to the video on you know whether to video this. My biggest problem is right now is I dread editing the video. On the other side, I want it to look real nice. I want it to be something people want to watch. And that's why I dread editing the video because it's a lot of work and it's hours of work. A 20-minute video could take me 2, 3 hours to edit, to get everything cut, get all my uhs out and all this stuff. It's aggravating. It's very aggravating. Um, Jeff, he keeps his simple, but you know, I'm not Jeff, and I don't want to. We started off doing pretty much the same thing, but Jeff's already doing it, and he's doing a decent job at it. So I don't want to replicate what he does. I want to do something that's me, you know. I still got to fill a void or do something better than someone else to be able to get viewership. But y'all get what I'm saying? Understand screwing them works. See, always hand now that I think on her. You can run the bracing poles up to the ceiling. Yeah, but I don't want to. My rafters, or whatever they're called, weren't engineered for a whole lot of extra weight up there. And I've already got all that blow-in insulation and the wood up there. I don't want to add a lot of weight to it. Yeah, I'm just going to, yeah. Understandable having extra standby in case goes wrong. You can stabilize it and he can fix it, you know. Yeah, screw then works too. It makes it easier, but it's expensive, man. Those screws are freaking expensive. Very expensive. Editing long videos takes me hours. Yeah, it's it's part of the reason I haven't put out a whole lot more content, you know. And it's an excuse, but that's part of it because I dread it. I don't. I get started and it's just it's aggravating. It's not hard. It's just aggravating, frustrating. It takes way longer than you think it would. For a video that isn't going to be a ton of viewership makes sense. Yeah. Hey, Leisure. Hey, how you doing, Leisure? I just noticed you were in here. Let's see. Pete, hey, Leisure. Hey, Rob. See if there's anyone else. I've got 6 people showing up. So I'm gonna ask again. Um, I bought my 5 LVL panel, my 5 LVL beams. Uh, they are 14. Don't look them up. Don't cheat. They're 14 inches by 1.75 by 20 foot. Rob has already guessed at $1,700. Give me some guesses on how much y'all think I paid for them. And for those that have joined after I started or after I put it out, tonight's is Wild Turkey Rare Breed Barrel Proof at 112.8 proof. I bought this in sometime around 2017, 2018. It's a small bottle. It's a 375 milliliter bottle. And a regular bottle of something is 750 milliliter. That's my Elmer T. Lee. I drink that sparingly. It cost me too much money. Leeser, you're high. The even Rob's deal was high. If it would have been even as high as Rob's, I wouldn't have been doing this right now. It would have just been, I'm already stretching it big time. And it's going to take me a few months to get this paid back down. It was, do I have the receipt here? No. So for that and 2 bags of concrete, which are $4 and something a piece, it was like 750, 760 bucks. I figured this whole deal up at just under $1,000. I was wrong. So when I printed this out, this little deal out, they were 157.96 piece. I think they went up since I did that. I thought I bought bigger ones than I was quoted as being the right thing, but I didn't. $16-inchers are $103.98. I don't know why. Or maybe I didn't print that out. Maybe it was something else here. I've got notes on it somewhere. And anyway, oh, In the end, I think because I bought a concrete mixer from Harbor Freight, I think I'm gonna be somewhere around about 12 or 13 this time. I already purchased all of the, 2 by 10, 16-foot 2 by 10s 2 years ago. So that's not counting any of that. Um, yeah, I agree, Rob. Uh, it's it's tough. Now, it took me a minute to get the hang of it. It doesn't like 2 bags. It only likes 1 bag at a time. Now, but after so I started doing 2 bags, started begin at the beginning 2 bags. It wasn't mixing it up very well, but I also didn't have it down far enough. I had it at about a probably 45-degree angle, and I needed to go just a little bit lower. But I went down to 1 bag, started at this 45 or whatever, and then it wasn't still wasn't mixing that great. And I went down just a little lower, and then it started mixing great. So maybe it will do 2 bags, but 1 bag alone made it, what's the word I'm looking, shaky, but like it would stick and then fall, stick and fall, and that thing was rocking real bad. Um, Once you got enough water, it was okay, but then it might be a little too runny. Yeah, I don't know. 1 bag at a time's perfect. And when I do my drainage ditch on the back side of the shop, that thing will pay for itself. Like right now, it hasn't paid for itself because I imagine I would have spent $100 on it renting it. So and it was like 250 something. So it hasn't paid for itself yet. I use it 2 more times or at least 2 more days and it'll pay for itself. Small jobs, Dad mixed Portland cement and sand in his cement mixer. Yeah, see. Any sidewalks you need to do, et cetera, really great. We beat the tar off Dad's. Yeah, and I saw a clip where uh yeah, do y'all know of Chason Smoke, Chason, something like that. Jason something. He builds the rocket stoves and fire pits and stuff. He used his with sandblasting grit, or not sandblasting grit, tumbler grit, to descale the parts. He's got something commercial doing it now. He's grew hugely, but early on he would put all this stuff in there and put some, you know, garnet or whatever it is that they use in the little shakers, and he'd use that to descale his parts. And he said they come out looking great. Now he said it was loud as hell, and you couldn't put it in the. That wasn't his words, but very very loud, and you couldn't have it in your shop. But you know, there is that. So you're talking about mixing Portland cement and sand. I wonder, is that cheaper? Is it cheaper to mix your own cement and aggregate? And I guess I'd have to research the ratio. I'll tell you what I did do. I did buy, because bought 2 bags of cement. It still wasn't enough. My son run him to the store and they only had 10-pound bags. He bought me 2 of those. That looked like it was gonna be short as well. Everything was still wet, so I put a little bit. I've got some what's called 3/8 minus, and I put about a half a shovel full into with 1 10-pound bag, and I was after I did it, I thought, man, I think I messed it up. I think I because it's got a lot of fine material in that 3/8 minus. I'm like, oh crap, it probably won't harden up now, but it seems to have hardened pretty decent. Uh, but is it you think it's cheaper to do the Portland cement and do your own aggregate? Hmm. Any sub what you need to do, beat the tar off dad's. He dumped the cement in 2 wheelbarrows and mixed in the stone by hand. Dad was set in his ways. He never used Quikrete. I understand. I understand completely. Quikrete, in all reality, it should probably use regular. That way it sets up, takes longer to set up, harder. You know, from what I understand, concrete cures for a long time. Like my pad may still be curing. I don't know. Probably pretty close to done, if not already done. But takes a long time. Cures for years. Let's see. How long have I had that garage? Um, Sorry. Wow, I ate a hair. Uh, uh, so they started construction on it in late August of 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it's 4 years old right now. The concrete's cured. I think. I don't know. Have you ever watched or looked at some of the stuff for the Hoover Dam? Yes, I think it's the Hoover Dam, and how they did it like Legos, and like they'd have they keyed it in with each other. So they'd have a block lower here, and just all through it. Plus, they ran cooling through it. And I think they started water cooling and then they switched to something else, but they cooled it to harden it because it would have took forever for it to cure. 25 years ago, they said the Hoover Dam was still curing in the center. Wow, that's crazy. I'll send you a link to a local bridge here, largest poured concrete bridge in the world. That's cool. That sounds cool. Uh, so that's the garage. That's where I'm at with it. Uh, I'll be so glad to get it done. I will be so glad to get it done. It's or that part done. It may take me another year to get a floor in it. I don't want it to, but that is not a priority whatsoever. I don't need that top for storage. That's my man cave. It's not going to have stuff stored in it. So it might take me a while to get a floor in it. I may get me a few pieces of plywood up there so that I can frame up my walls. I don't know. because I might put I had to figure out whether I frame on top of my floor or frame directly to the beams, but whatever. I may put a few pieces down so I can walk up there and go ahead and frame up the walls because I've got the 2x4s for it. I think I've got all the 2x4s I need for it, and that'll use them up. That'll get them out of my way because they're currently stored in the on the newest loft I've built. Now to get them out of the way, but I have no. I mean, I'm not in a big hurry. After I get that one done, I need to do lighting in the tool room or the not tool room, the clean room, my engine room. I need to do lighting under that little bitty bridge I just built. I'm going to have to figure out the lighting for under the loft, the new loft I'm fixing to build. I've got to run outlets for both the lofts upstairs, just the newest one I've built and the one I'm fixing to build. I'm going to do 3 outlets in the new one I've built and 6 outlets in the one I'm fixing to build. I've got all the wire I need, I think. I think I've got all the wire I need. I'm not 100% sure. Also, upstairs, this will where I might run out of wiring. I want to run lights over the bar. So I may even go off of my second outlet circuit and just run me a circuit for lights for that to keep from because I mean it's not going to be I'm not it's going to be a 20 amp circuit. I'm going to be using 14 2 Romex. I think it's 14 2. And I've got 16 2 for the rest of my lights. I think that's what I got. White and yellow. I've got white for the lights and I got yellow for the outlets. I don't know if that means anything. I know they seem to be different colors. So I've got that. I don't have the lights. I'm going to use old used outlets. So like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 that I took out of here that I can use. And so that gives me 6 of them gives me my man cave. And then I just I'm sure I've got 3 more outlets somewhere else. I just need the boxes. And it won't hurt me to use used outlets. That's no big deal. Not looking for in the man cave. I may want something nicer, but I can always change them out later. Have I bored everyone to death? Sorry about that. Let's see what else, and then I'll get on off here. I got bolts and stuff coming in tomorrow. Yeah, I've got an almost urgent project that's got to get fixed as soon as I get this loft built. My alternator on the John Deere locked up, or the bearing is tight as hell, and burnt the belt up. And I need a new alternator on the John Deere. Went and bought a battery last night because I left the John Deere on, and it sucked the old one down past 0. And yeah, So I went and bought a $99 Rural King battery last night, but that's just to move it. And I'm moving it with very short. I had to get it out of the shop. It was in the way for now. So, very quick movements. I parked it under my shed and I didn't want it to overheat because, the same belt that turns the alternator turns the water pump. So I didn't want it to overheat, but I also needed to get it out of there and I needed to get some stuff out of the shop that was too heavy for me to move. Um, the she shed, yes. Yeah, the she shed, I've got to get it vacuumed down. And once I get it done, I think the wife's planning, she wants to do the rest herself. The she shed is a bigger project than I'd originally thought it was going to be. I didn't think that there was going to be as much involved as there's been. It's been a lot, and it's not as straightforward. Some of it is it's not easy. While building this framing this loft out, while it's not physically easy, it's simple. Doesn't take a whole lot of thinking. I don't have to cut a bunch of. I am the worst when it comes to cutting out outlets in plywood uh, or sheetrock or whatever. I'm the worst. I always measure wrong, and I don't know what it is, but I think I've got the right measurement, and I cut it, and I'm a quarter inch off, I always do it, and I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. It should be easier, but it's not. Um, I've got one of those cutout tools, the little Craftsman Roto Zip. I need to use it, but I don't know. I don't know. Y'all tell me. But I want to get the John Deere fixed, and then I want to get my '86 F-150 back on the road. And I don't know exactly what it needs. What I do know is my son said the clutch is going out. It could be that the slave cylinder needs bled real bad. Um, because it wasn't slipping with him as far as I know. He just couldn't get it to go into gear. He couldn't push it down far enough. He could the clutch wasn't releasing enough for him to put it into gear. So the second thing, it hasn't been run in a while. So I don't know what the gas is like, and it already runs a little rough. The carburetor isn't completely right on it. So that, and then the third thing is I got to put a seat back in it because my son took the bench seat out, put bucket seats in it, welded them in place, or welded the brackets and everything, and it's in one spot, and it's for a 6 foot, you know, 6'2" boy that has longer arms than his 5'10" dad. And I can't drive it. I had to push myself forward in the seat to be able to reach the pedals, you know. Give me a booster seat for it and I'll be fine. Uh, Pete's bad at cutting out outlets yourself. Yeah, I don't know what it is. They sell fancy cheap tools to help punch out the holes. And yeah, I've seen those, the little bitty square thing. You put it on I don't know what you attach it to, but it essentially saws it through. And I, I I don't know. I'd still mess it up. I guarantee I'd still mess it up, Rob. Clutch hydraulics might have air in the line. Yeah, I mean it's always possible that it was leaking and then it got some hydraulic or some brake fluid put back in it, there was already air in it. I don't know, and I won't know till I get under there looking at it. What I do know is they're a pain in the ass to bleed manually, like by pumping your clutch, because it doesn't pump up, like that. So I'm going to bleed it with my bleeder, with my probably with my small handheld one, not my big fancy air powered one. It ain't big fancy, but and I don't I'm not super confident, and it's good. I'm sure it works. I'm not super confident in the air powered one yet. The things that fit over the bleeder, they don't fit super tight, and I'm just afraid I'm gonna somehow get air in there, which I shouldn't be. I don't know. I'm weird. But yeah, I want to get that running. And once I get it running and maybe do something with it's that way. My travel trailer, like sell it or whatever, then I can sell my big truck. Um, I want to sell it. They're still saying it's worth $50,000. Sell that, and things will be more comfortable around here. I'm okay with money. It's just I would have two less bills a month, two less pretty decent sized bills, and I could start putting up a significant amount a month because I'm paying on the truck, I'm paying on the F-350 still, and I'm paying on the motorcycle. And those two payments, I'm paying more, but those two payments are $1,400 a month. And I've got to go get, man, I got to go get a tag. So I got to get them before the end of this month. I got a tag one, two, three, four, five. Two of them are antique tags and are cheap. Uh, but total, I'm going to be about $1,100 or $1,200 in tags, with the F-350 being $500 or $600 of it. And it's just crazy. It's ridiculous. It might be closer to 1,000 this year. The Elantra is $150 or something like that, which is crazy. And with it beat up the way it is, the way the front end's beat up, I really need to go get it valued, and then go to the county whoever it is that does that, and say this is what my car is valued at, not what your blue book value showing, because it's based off of the blue book, whatever they show it's worth in the blue book, but I know it's not worth the $7,000 or $6,000 what they're saying. I mean, the thing has 190 something thousand miles on it, fixing to go over 200,000, and the front end's tore all the hell from where I hit a coyote a month after I bought it, or less than a month after I bought it, and when I started a new job, and then a possum a week before I finished the old job. I mean, that same job. So, uh, now that I have rambled on for almost an hour, I'm going to let y'all go. I've got a few things to do, and I'm going to try to get into bed at a decent time tonight. I've been going to bed late and then sleeping late, and it's no good. It's no good for anything. I still get a lot of work done, and I feel I'm more productive. Like right now, I could go out to the garage and work for 4 hours and get a lot done. But yeah, wish everybody a great new year. I meant to talk about Christmas presents, but we didn't. Let's talk about that next week. Everybody have a great new year. Hope y'all have a great week. Yeah. next time I see y'all, it'll be in the new year and we'll be celebrating. I mean, we'll be working on 2026. Can y'all, we're 26 years into the new millennium. Y'all take care. Have a great week. Have a wonderful new year. See y'all next Sunday. Hey, it's great to chat with y'all too.